If you knew how much of your life you were wasting, you'd be sick. I'm serious. Because time is your most valuable asset, and you're letting it slip through your fingers like it's nothing. This isn't a motivational talk. It's a wake-up call. I'm about to show you how to use your time like a boss, with purpose, urgency, and power. So if you're tired of feeling behind, distracted, or stuck, don't move. Watch this to the end. Every minute of it will change how you spend the next 1,000. Treat time like money because it's worth more. If someone handed you a crisp $86,400 every single morning and told you to spend it however you wanted, but with one catch, whatever you didn't use by midnight would vanish, you'd probably become the most intentional, strategic spender alive. That amount isn't random. It's how many seconds you get each day. But unlike money, you can't earn more time. You can't borrow it, store it, or trade it. It ticks away no matter what you do, and every single second you waste is gone forever. And yet, we treat time like it's infinite, scrolling, binge-watching, procrastinating, as if we're not on a ticking clock. You wouldn't throw $100 bills out the window, so why toss hours into distractions that give you nothing back? The truth is, time is more valuable than money. Money can be made back. Time cannot. Jeff Bezos could lose $1 billion and still make it back in a year. But give away a single day of his life, he doesn't get that back. That same rule applies to you. And the crazy part, you don't even know how much time you have left. That unknown expiration date should terrify you, but more importantly, it should light a fire under you. Most people walk through life like they have forever. I'll do it tomorrow. Someday I'll start that business. Eventually I'll get in shape. Someday isn't on the calendar. And every time you delay, you're quietly accepting a weaker version of your life. That's the trap. Time invisibly taxes your dreams, and if you don't become intentional about how you use it, life will slip by while you're busy making excuses. Now let's flip this mindset. Imagine if you viewed your time like an investment portfolio. Every minute is $1. Where are you investing it? Is it earning your returns? In knowledge, relationships, growth, happiness, or is it bleeding out on low-value distractions that make you feel busy, but not better? Start tracking your time like you would track your finances. Apps like Toggle, Rescue Time, or even a notebook can expose your hidden time debts, those pointless rabbit holes that steal hours while giving nothing back. Warren Buffett once said, "The difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything." That's not just about priorities, it's about respecting time. High performers are ruthless with their calendars. They don't fit things in. They schedule their lives. They block out time to think, to build, to rest, to move, and they defend it like a fortress. Why? Because they understand time is the one currency that, once spent, is never refundable. Look at athletes like Kobe Bryant. He was known for his Black Mamba mentality, waking up at 4 a.m. to train before most people even hit snooze. Why? Because he knew time was his competitive advantage. The earlier he started, the more sessions he could get in. Over the course of a year, those extra reps added up. That's compound interest, but in hours, not dollars. And the same principle applies to your life. Small intentional actions, stacked daily, create exponential results. We can't talk about time without talking about regret. Studies from hospice nurses consistently show that one of the top regrets of the dying isn't what they did, it's what they didn't do. Dreams they shelved. Conversations they never had. Risks they were too afraid to take. All because they thought they had more time. But life doesn't work that way. The clock doesn't pause for fear, doubt, or laziness. It just keeps ticking. That's why this isn't just about productivity hacks. It's about waking up to the truth that you are in control of how you spend your life. No one else. Your job doesn't own your time. Your phone doesn't. Your past doesn't. You do. And the minute you start treating every hour like a high-stakes investment, your life will shift. You'll stop tolerating time wasters. You'll start chasing things that actually matter to you. And you'll gain a level of focus and urgency that makes you unstoppable. Here's a challenge. For 1 week, treat your time like a CEO treats their money. Plan your days the night before. Cut out 1 hour of social media. Replace it with a book, a skill, a walk, a conversation, anything that feeds your growth. Audit your calendar like you'd audit a budget. What's draining you? What's paying dividends? Then ask the big question, if I keep spending time like this, where will I be in a year? Most people don't ask that. They just drift. But drifting is dangerous. It feels comfortable, but it leads nowhere. And in a world that constantly wants your attention, your ability to guard your time becomes your ultimate power. When you start treating time like money, everything shifts. You become more decisive. You stop tolerating low-value relationships, tasks, and habits. You show up differently. And most importantly, you begin to build a life that reflects your highest values, not someone else's distractions. So don't wait for a crisis to wake you up. Don't wait for burnout, heartbreak, or rock bottom. Wake up now. You've got today, 86,400 seconds. Use them like a boss, because the clock's already ticking, and it's not waiting for you to get serious. Cut the time leeches. Identify what's stealing your day. Most people don't realize it, but every single day, they're being robbed. Not by someone breaking into their home, but by invisible thieves, time leeches, that suck away minutes, even hours, without you noticing. They're sneaky. They hide behind the glow of your phone screen, under the illusion of just checking something, or inside that one more episode you didn't plan to watch. And before you know it, the day's over. You didn't move the needle forward. You didn't build anything. You just existed and got drained. Think about this. The average person checks their phone 96 times a day. That's once every 10 minutes. Most people spend 3 to 5 hours daily on their phones, much of that on social media or scrolling mindlessly. That's over 1,400 hours a year. Imagine what you could do with that kind of time. You could master a language, launch a business, write a book, get in the best shape of your life. But instead, most of that time is lost to distractions that do nothing to move your life forward. Time leeches are anything that drains your energy, attention, and focus without giving you real value in return. And the danger is, most of them feel harmless. A few minutes on TikTok, a short YouTube video, one more scroll on Instagram. But it adds up. If something is stealing 15 minutes of your day and you do that 4 times, you've lost an hour. Every single day. And that's if it's only 4 times, which, let's be honest, it's not. Here's the real trap. Time leeches often disguise themselves as necessary or productive. Answering emails all day might feel like you're working, but are you creating anything? Saying yes to every request might make you feel helpful, but are those tasks aligned with your goals? Even conversations with people who drain your energy without contributing positivity or growth are a hidden tax on your focus. You have to be brutally honest here. Because if you don't identify the leeches, they'll keep draining you until there's nothing left for the things that truly matter. Take a look at your environment. The notifications on your phone, the endless tabs open on your computer, the people who call just to complain, the meetings that should have been emails. All of it adds up to distraction, fragmentation, and burnout. This isn't about being robotic or rigid. It's about being conscious of what's consuming your time. Are you choosing it, or is it choosing you? Now, let's talk about the psychological trick these leeches play. They create the illusion of being busy. And in today's world, being busy is often confused with being productive. But they're not the same. You can be busy all day and still achieve nothing of value. Productivity means results. It means measurable progress toward what actually matters to you. If you're constantly doing, but not creating, building, or moving forward, that's a red flag. Want a gut check? Track your day for 72 hours. Write down everything you do. Yes, everything. You'll be shocked by how much time is lost in transition, distraction, and low return tasks. You'll see exactly where the leaks are. And once you know them, you can cut them. Replace autopilot with intentionality. Turn off notifications. Delete apps that suck your attention. Say no to commitments that don't align with your priorities. Protect your energy like it's gold, because it is. One of the most powerful strategies to eliminate time leeches is the one tab rule. At any given moment, only one tab open, physically and mentally. Focus on one task. Complete it. Then move on. Multitasking is a myth. Studies show it reduces productivity by 40%. That's like losing 2 full workdays every week to distraction. Another strategy: schedule distraction windows. Instead of letting interruptions control your day, you control them. Block 15 to 20 minutes twice a day where you check social media, answer casual texts, or zone out. Outside of that, lock in. This creates a boundary where your brain can relax, knowing it will get its dopamine fix, just not right now. Now let's talk people. There are time leeches in human form. You know the ones. The chronic complainers, the drama dumpers, the always available talkers who don't respect boundaries. They mean well, maybe. But if they regularly leave you drained, they're costing you more than time. They're draining your mental bandwidth. Protect your circle. Audit your interactions. If someone consistently adds chaos instead of clarity, it's time to create space. The real power move. Replace time leeches with time leaders. Fill your environment with high-quality input. Listen to podcasts that challenge your thinking. Watch videos that spark action. Spend time with people who are ahead of you, who elevate your standards just by being in the room. You'll absorb their urgency, their energy, their habits, and you'll start to rise because you've cleared space for growth. Look at the lives of people who are crushing it. Entrepreneurs, athletes, creators, leaders. They all have one thing in common. They ruthlessly eliminate what doesn't serve them. They don't leave room for clutter, distraction, or energy vampires. Not because they're cold, but because they know what's at stake. They've learned that every yes to a time leech is a no to their vision. This isn't about perfection. It's about awareness. You're allowed to relax, unwind, scroll, chill, intentionally. But when your default mode is distraction, when hours disappear and you have nothing to show for it, that's not relaxation. It's self-sabotage. And the scariest part, most people don't even realize it until years have passed. You've got dreams, goals, potential that's begging for your full attention. But if you don't defend your time, it will be stolen, piece by piece, day by day, until you wake up wondering where your life went. So cut the time leeches. Get aggressive about it. Audit your minutes like a boss. Say no like your future depends on it, because it does. Every time you protect your time, you reclaim your power. And the more you do that, the faster you become the person you were meant to be. Master microscheduling. Win the day in 15-minute blocks. Let's get one thing straight. Most people don't lack time, they lack a plan. You're not busy, you're just unorganized. The day slips through your fingers not because you don't have enough hours, but because you never told your hours what to do. That's where microscheduling becomes your superpower. It's the art of taking control of every moment by dividing your day into focused 15-minute blocks, and it will change your life. Here's why this matters. Parkinson's law says that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. Give yourself an hour to write an email. You'll take an hour. Give yourself 15 minutes. It'll get done in 15. When you structure your day in smaller blocks, you create urgency, focus, and momentum. You stop floating. You start driving. Think about Olympic athletes. Their lives are planned down to the minute. Their workouts, nutrition, rest, mindset training, it's all in the calendar. Not because they're control freaks, but because they know high performance requires high structure. Chaos breeds mediocrity. Structure breeds excellence. You don't need to be an Olympian to live with that level of intentionality. You just need a system. Enter micro-scheduling. Imagine your calendar divided into 15-minute slices. Instead of vague blocks like work or emails, you assign tight, specific actions. 8 to 8:15 a.m., draft Instagram post. 8:15 to 8:30, respond to top 5 priority emails. 8:30 to 8:45, deep work on presentation. Every block is focused. Every block has purpose. When you do this, 3 powerful things happen. First, procrastination dies. You've got 15 minutes. No time to overthink. Just start. Second, distractions get exposed. When your day is planned tightly, it becomes obvious when something tries to hijack your attention. That quick scroll stands out like a flashing red light. Third, you build momentum fast. Small wins stack. You finish more earlier and with more energy. Now, here's a crucial insight. It's not about being rigid or robotic. Life throws curveballs. Your schedule should be a framework, not a prison. But even having a framework sets you apart. Most people start their day reactively. Emails, messages, random tasks, just noise. Micro-scheduling flips that. You decide what matters first, and you command the day. Let's break it down with an example. Let's say you have 8 hours to work. That's 32 blocks of 15 minutes. Now ask yourself, how many of those are currently wasted in indecision, distraction, or redoing sloppy work? What if even 20 of those blocks were optimized? That's 5 focused hours of execution, far more than most people get in a whole day of busy. Now here's the game changer. Not every block has to be productive in the traditional sense. Schedule time to walk, breathe, eat, reset. Block out time for deep thinking, not just doing. Creativity thrives in space, but that space has to be protected. When you put it on the calendar, it becomes sacred. It's no longer accidental, it's intentional. Top performers already do this. Elon Musk famously schedules his day in 5-minute blocks. That's not just discipline, that's design. It forces clarity. It demands focus. And it prevents the trap of, I'll get to it later, which usually means, I'll forget it altogether. When everything has a slot, nothing gets dropped. No more missed calls. No more half-finished tasks. You build trust with yourself. Let's not ignore the mental power of crossing off a block. It's addictive. Your brain gets a dopamine hit from completing a micro goal. That's how you stay motivated, even on low energy days. 1 finished task becomes 2. 2 becomes 5. Suddenly you're on fire. It's momentum, and momentum is everything. Worried about creativity being crushed by structure? Think again. Some of the most creative minds, writers, musicians, artists, use strict scheduling to protect their craft. Haruki Murakami, the famous novelist, wakes up at 4 a.m., writes for 5 hours, runs, reads, and goes to bed by 9 p.m. every single day. Why? Because creativity isn't random. It's a ritual. And rituals live on the calendar. Let's talk tools. You don't need anything fancy to start micro-scheduling. Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, Notion, even a notebook with time slots will do. The key is clarity. Color code different types of tasks. Use recurring blocks for habits like journaling or workouts. At the end of the day, reflect. What worked? What didn't? Where did the plan go off track? Adjust. Refine. Iterate. Another secret weapon, buffer blocks. Don't schedule your day back to back. Leave 15 to 30 minutes between every 2 to 3 blocks for spillover or recovery. Life is unpredictable. Give yourself space to adapt without everything crumbling. This is where discipline meets flexibility, and that's where the magic happens. If you're serious about owning your time, start small. Try planning just 2 hours tomorrow in 15-minute chunks. See how focused you become. Then expand. Make it your new normal. Over time, this habit becomes second nature. You'll look at the clock differently. You'll value time more. And people will notice. You'll get more done, seem calmer, and move faster, all without burning out. What microscheduling really teaches you is self-respect. You stop letting the day push you around. You become the CEO of your time. You don't hope to be productive. You engineer it. You don't react to life. You design it, one intentional block at a time. So if you're tired of spinning your wheels, tired of wondering where the day went, tired of feeling busy but never fulfilled, this is your blueprint. Break the day down. Take command. Win every block. Because when you stack enough wins, you don't just win the day, you win your life. Energy management beats time management. Guard it like a billionaire. Let's break a myth that's been running people in circles for years. It's not time you're really short on, it's energy. You can have all the time in the world, but if your energy is drained, you won't do anything meaningful with it. That's why the world's top performers, from CEOs to elite athletes, don't just manage their schedules, they fiercely guard their energy. They understand that energy is the real currency of high performance. And if you want to use your time like a boss, you need to start protecting your energy like a billionaire guards their bank account. Imagine this. You've got 12 hours free, a wide open day, but you didn't sleep well, you're mentally scattered, and your body's tired. How productive will you actually be? Now imagine the opposite. You have just 4 hours, but you're dialed in, rested, focused, clear. That energy fuels execution. That's the difference between motion and progress. And the people getting ahead in life, they don't just track time. They obsess over what fuels their energy and what drains it. Here's something science backs up. Willpower is finite. Studies from Stanford and Baumeister's work on ego depletion show that the more decisions you make, the more mental energy you burn. That's why Mark Zuckerberg wears the same t-shirt every day, and why Steve Jobs did the same. One less choice to make. It's not about fashion, it's about preserving cognitive fuel for what matters. Because your brain burns 20% of your body's energy despite making up only 2% of your body weight. That's a powerful stat, and it should make you think twice about what you give your mental energy to. Your day is a series of energy exchanges. Every task, every conversation, every environment is either charging you up or draining you dry. One phone call with a negative person can ruin your mood for hours. A cluttered workspace can spike your stress and lower your output. A poor diet can tank your focus. Your environment is not neutral. And if you're not managing it, it's managing you. That's why billionaires and elite performers design their lives for energy. Take Jeff Bezos. He schedules no meetings before 10 a.m. because he protects his early hours for high-leverage thinking. Ariana Huffington guards her sleep like her net worth depends on it, because it does. LeBron James sleeps 10 to 12 hours a night during the season. Why? Because recovery is non-negotiable when your performance is on the line. And it's on the line for you too. Energy management starts with your mornings. The first 60 minutes set the tone for your entire day. Are you reaching for your phone first thing? Doom scrolling in bed. You're giving away your energy before you've even stood up. Instead, start with stillness. Stretch, breathe, move your body, hydrate, feed your brain before you feed your notifications. This isn't self-help fluff. It's a performance strategy. The way you start shapes everything that follows. Let's talk about food. Think of your body as a performance vehicle. You wouldn't put low-grade fuel in a Ferrari. But that's what you're doing when you run on sugar, caffeine, and processed garbage. High performers eat for energy, not entertainment. They go for clean proteins, healthy fats, slow burning carbs. They understand that focus isn't just mental, it's biological. You can't outwork a sluggish body. Feel it right, and your time becomes rocket fuel. Now let's talk about movement. One of the biggest mistakes ambitious people make is thinking they don't have time to exercise. But that's backward. You don't have time not to. Regular movement isn't just for your heart. It sharpens your focus, stabilizes your mood, and increases your energy output across the board. Even a 20-minute walk at lunch can reset your mind and give you the second wind most people miss. And then there's mental clutter. Most people are carrying around dozens of open mental tabs, unfinished tasks, unsent emails, unspoken conversations. This stuff quietly leaks energy. You don't notice it right away, but by 3 p.m., you're wondering why you feel so tired even though you've barely moved. Close the loops. Write it down. Make the call. Finish the task. The less you carry mentally, the more you free up to execute powerfully. Now let's talk people. This one's hard, but vital. You've got energy chargers and energy vampires in your life, and if you don't manage them, you'll stay stuck in cycles of burnout and frustration. Chargers uplift, challenge, and push you to grow. Vampires distract, gossip, complain, and suck the life out of you. Set boundaries. Limit access. Protect your peace like a prizefighter protects their chin. Because one toxic conversation can derail hours of creative work. Here's a bold truth. Most people feel tired not because they're doing too much, but because they're doing too much of the wrong things. Work that doesn't align with your values, time spent pleasing others, chasing approval, living out of alignment. It's exhausting. It doesn't just take time. It takes your soul. Real energy comes from integrity, from living a life that's yours, not someone else's. That's why purpose matters. People with purpose don't burn out the same way. They get tired, sure, but it's a fulfilling tired. The kind that comes from building something meaningful. When you know why you're working, every minute counts more. That sense of mission becomes a generator. It lifts you up on the hard days. It keeps you going when the calendar is full and the pressure is high. Finally, let's talk about rest. Real rest. Not Netflix binge till you pass out rest. I mean active recovery, time offline, walks without your phone, true solitude. Without real rest, your energy becomes erratic. Highs and crashes, caffeine dependence, chronic stress. Rest is the recharge. It's where clarity returns. It's where you process. And the world's top performers make it a scheduled part of their plan. They don't wait for burnout. They outsmart it. In the end, energy management is life design. It's about auditing what gives you power, what drains it, and then building your world around what fuels you. This is how you make every minute count, not just by filling it with activity, but by showing up with presence, strength, and fire. Because with energy, you can conquer your calendar. Without it, your calendar conquers you. You don't need more time. You need more energy per hour. That's the secret. That's the edge. And when you master that, time bends in your favor. Eliminate decision fatigue. Create routines that run on autopilot. Every day, you wake up with a limited supply of willpower and mental energy. That's not a motivational line. It's neuroscience. And how you spend that energy determines whether you end a day feeling accomplished or overwhelmed. One of the biggest hidden drains on your productivity? Decision fatigue. The more choices you have to make, the worse those choices become. It's why you grab fast food when you're tired, or scroll endlessly instead of tackling that one important task. The solution isn't more discipline, it's fewer decisions. And the smartest way to do that, build powerful routines that run on autopilot. Let's start with the science. According to research from psychologist Roy Baumeister, willpower is like a muscle. Use it all day without rest, and it fatigues. In one famous study, people asked to resist eating cookies struggled significantly more with a subsequent mental challenge. They weren't weak, they were drained. That's what happens to you when you spend your morning deciding what to wear, what to eat, when to work out, when to start work, what task to do first. It's death by 1,000 cuts. That's not time management. It's decision chaos. The antidote: automate everything that doesn't need your creativity. Strip your day of unnecessary choices, and you'll free your mental bandwidth for what actually matters. This is why Steve Jobs wore the same outfit every day. Barack Obama limited his wardrobe to blue or gray suits. They weren't lazy, they were strategic. They knew their decisions needed to be saved for leading companies or nations, not spent figuring out socks. You can apply this immediately. Start with your morning routine. Mornings are sacred. They determine your energy, focus, and mood. But most people waste them in reactive mode, checking their phones, stumbling into the kitchen, trying to figure out how to start the day. What if, instead, your morning was a smooth, repeatable ritual? Wake up at the same time, drink water, move your body, review your top 3 priorities. No thinking, no questions, just flow. By the time the world wakes up, you're already in motion. Now extend this to your work routine. Create systems that make your day predictable in the best way. Block your calendar in advance. Pre-plan your meals and breaks. Group similar tasks together. Batch your emails, your meetings, your creative work. Don't just show up and see how it goes. Decide once and let that decision repeat until it becomes second nature. Think about your phone for a moment. If you had to manually run every app and setting each time you used it, you'd never get anything done. But because the system automates and organizes everything behind the scenes, it works beautifully. Your life should function the same way. Routines are operating systems. When you install them, your life runs smoother, and your mental energy is reserved for real problems, not trivial details. Consider the impact of this over time. If you free up even 10 small decisions a day, what to wear, when to check your email, what time to work out, what to eat, you're saving dozens of hours and a massive amount of willpower over the course of a year. And the best part, you're also reducing stress. There's clarity. You're not negotiating with yourself constantly. You're simply executing a plan you already trust. Let's look at high performers in the real world. Tim Ferriss, author of The 4-Hour Workweek, eats the same breakfast every day and blocks his writing in the morning. Navy SEALs train to respond with rehearsed drills under pressure, not because they lack creativity, but because routine saves lives. Serena Williams has a pre-match routine that primes her mentally before every big event. When the stakes are high, routine becomes armor. It's not boring, it's brilliant. But what if routine sounds restrictive? Here's the irony. True freedom comes through structure. When you design routines that handle the repetitive parts of life, you gain more freedom to be spontaneous where it counts. You can channel your energy into art, strategy, deep relationships, innovation, because the basics are already handled. Spontaneity within structure is the sweet spot of peak living. You can also use routines to combat procrastination. How many times have you said, "I'll work out later," or "I'll write when I feel like it"? That's a recipe for delay. Instead, install the action as part of your identity. I work out every morning at 7. I write from 8 to 9, no matter what. That removes the debate. And once a behavior is a routine, your brain accepts it as normal. Resistance fades. You don't need to feel like it. You just do it. Even creativity benefits from structure. Writers often use writing rituals to get into flow. Same time, same place, same drink, even the same music. It's not superstition. It's a trigger. Routine tells the brain, it's time to create now. And when your brain knows what to expect, It stops wasting energy on preparation and dives straight into performance. Let's address a common fear. But what if something unexpected comes up? It will. Life is unpredictable. That's not a flaw in routine. That's why you need it. A good routine is like a strong foundation. It gives you stability so that when chaos hits, you don't crumble. You adjust. You adapt. But you don't break. Because your day still has structure, even if one part shifts. Start small. Don't overhaul your entire life overnight. Pick one routine to install this week. Maybe it's a 30-minute morning ritual. Maybe it's scheduling your top 3 priorities every evening for the next day. Maybe it's eating the same power lunch for the next month to eliminate midday decision fatigue. Stack the habit. Watch the results compound. Remember, every routine you install is a gift to your future self. It's a reduction in friction. It's a guarantee of momentum. It's a tool that makes your life easier, your mind clearer, and your days more powerful. Stop relying on motivation. Start relying on systems. Let your routines carry you when your willpower fades. Because if you want to live like a boss, you have to operate like one. CEOs don't leave their schedules to chance. Athletes don't train when they feel like it. Artists don't wait for inspiration. They show up and create it. And you're not just trying to survive the day, you're trying to win it. Routines make that possible. Eliminate decision fatigue. Free your mind for greatness. Let your habits do the heavy lifting. Because the more you automate the small things, the more energy you'll have for the big things.